Hi guys, welcome to the Hot Show Spot. This is your favorite guy, Celebrity Daddy, and I'm here with a very, very creative, artistic, energetic, and always happy person. He flew on the way from
Doha, Qatar.
Doha, an American.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself to my
Yes,
guest?
sir. Yes, sir. What's going out? What's going on out there, people? What's going on? It's your boy DJ Ghost with the most.
Yeah.
Okay, representing Chi-Town, North Pole. You know what I'm saying? But I am coming out of Doha, Qatar. So shout out to Doha, Qatar as well. Pleasure to be on this show with you, brother.
I mean, your energy is. First thing I want to ask the question. I've been seeing your tattoos. How many tattoos do you have? Do you have a count of?
Oh man, I got about 70.
Whoa.
I got about 70 tattoos.
Man, how many years I take it to come up? How many years? Like you've been doing?
It took. I'm 37 now. I'm an old man. I'm 37 now, but I've been getting tatted since 17.
Wow.
So it's taken from 17 to 37 to get a whole body work of tattoos.
Wow, that's good. Can you flash this into camera?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can you see this?
Sure.
I mean, on both. Wow,
for sure.
like I have 0 tattoos. I think I need to get one.
Yeah,
man, it's nice. It's nice to have you. I will say one thing I'll say about you is your energy. You're always happy. I like people who are always happy because happiness. Merit to the heart.
Yeah.
It's like healing, and I would say your energy is contagious.
I appreciate.
I mean, you've been a DJ for a while. How would you describe being a DJ, your DJ experience, also in the States, in Qatar, Doha, and also in Bahrain? So, yeah.
Man, well, first, thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate that, brother. You are as well as saying, man, your energy is definitely contagious as well.
Thank you, bro.
And you have to have that. We got to be happy. We're blessed.
Yeah, sure.
We're doing something with our life, and as you see others around, you notice and see the different hardships, and then you look at yourself and you're saying, hey, why am I walking around pissed off? You know what I mean? Why am I upset? I should be happy. Today is a blessed day. I'm getting it. So I appreciate that, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. And then now for the other thing, to get into the DJing world, man, listen, I would say it is a challenge.
Okay.
To an extent, and it's in the challenge as far as when you talk about DJing in the States, you're more so DJing with a crowd of Americans. You don't have really a big international crowd. Even if you have people from different origins and different nationalities, they're still American. So they kind of have the same taste in music.
Oh, I get it.
So I feel like all DJs that are doing international gigs, and this is no knock to the DJs that's DJing in the States. Don't get mad at me and be like, oh, we do our thing.
Yeah, I get it.
We know you do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Playing for
that
different
type of
crowds,
crowd. Yeah,
different genre
it's
music.
a different challenge. Yes, the Americans, you're going to have challenges as far as in your states because, like, say you're DJing in Texas,
which
I had a pleasure of DJing in San Antonio the last leave that I was on just here a couple weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Okay.
The challenge that you're facing is you gotta be able to. Me being a Chicagoan, I gotta now figure out how to get this Texas crowd to the same type of tempo and beat that they want.
Also, they play like different kind of music.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So Texas has its own style of music, almost like it's a whole nother nationality.
Wow.
So you will face that. You might be in Atlanta or you might be in Chicago, and you might be in the Midwest or you might be down south, and in those type of instances, you're going to face having to get that crowd to enjoy. You're going to have to change because you're never trying to get the crowd to accept you. You're trying to get the crowd to you be accepted to the crowd's music.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of DJs should take notes on that as well. Like, don't get caught up in, I'm from Chicago, so I'm going to inflict all Chicago music on all these Texans in here. Because guess what? They might not want to hear Do or Die or Crucial Conflict or artists from Chicago. They want to hear the artists from Texas.
Oh, wow.
So you got to know how to be versatile on that. Now, times 10 or 20. Because now when you're overseas, you're DJing to a crowd that's from a whole nother atmosphere. So it's nowhere alike at all. You might be doing Bollywood music. You know what I mean? You might end up doing Afro beats or on piano. And, so you got to know how to jump and study first the music, study the crowd, and then get that. So I would say it is a bigger challenge internationally DJing for sure.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, I mean, being in the States, because I've seen you play Afrobeat, I was really amazed. I've seen you play I'm a piano. I wasn't expecting you to, being an American to, flow so amazing well with Afrobeat and piano because, these are like from Africa, African kind of music. So, like, how did you transition into this other genre? Were you doing this back in the States, or just when you traveled overseas?
No, so thank you on that as well. I appreciate that, brother. And yeah, no, so in the States, Afrobeats hadn't caught up to it in the time that I was living in the States.
Oh.
So I've been overseas for at least 7.5 or 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
So I to be honest, I stay in touch with what's going on in the Middle East or what's going on in these different continents and these different countries through YouTube. So I'm a big music head. Like when I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep, when I come home from work, I got YouTube on and I'm playing music. And I'm just putting in different type of music. I might put on an Afro beats and listen to some other DJ DJing the hits.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I'm like, okay, this sounds good. So I'm bringing out my Shazam and I'm Shazamming it. And I'm like, how can I put my twist on it?
I get
You know
it.
what I mean? So that's kind of how I got that. And then, of course, I'm a people's person. So
Yeah.
I'm always trying to like talk to people and be like, yo, you know, what do you listen to? Or when the homies come over to the house or when I have a visitor come to the house, I'll tell them, hey, go take the YouTube, put on your hits. So now I'm listening to what they have.
Oh, wow.
In Doha, Qatar, this very big on requests for songs.
Oh, so when you're playing on Saturday,
Somebody's always requesting a
I
song.
feel like that can be annoying and distracting for DJs.
Oh my God. Until you end up getting the hits, it's really annoying. But I always take lemon and make it into lemonade. So while they were requesting the songs, I was like, yo, let me get these songs. Because they're requesting hits from their country. I was
get it.
DJing one time in a place where there was Indians and there was people from Nepal. So now I got a war going on because, you know, I got Indians coming to me, play this. Nepal coming over here to play this.
That's
so
crazy.
I was like, okay, let me take this and let me just create folders for each of these countries. And I just started storing everything they was giving me. And that's how I built my catalog. And I was like, okay, let me listen to it, because you gotta listen to the music. DJs, listen to the music. That's another thing. Don't get the music and just play it because it's a request. If you're gonna put it to your, I mean, if you're gonna just play it for the request and never play it again, that's fine.
Well, I mean,
But if you're gonna add it to your
playlist.
to your playlist, you gotta listen to the song so you can understand the flow of it. So that's what I was doing.
oh wow. So I mean, it seems this is a lot of work because, you know, the transition time. How do you manage this work? I know your major source of income is not really DJing.
Right.
It's a passion for music, which is what sets you apart from other DJ. Because one thing I found out from being an artist or somebody who's creative, sometimes we don't really get accepted in our community. What we do, I mean, people in the same, for example, DJs when they see other DJs, you know, they feel, or maybe you want to take their spot, or and then this is not like your main source of livelihood. This is like, you know, DJ is something you love. The money comes in from there. That's fine, but because you have something ongoing business and all that. So, how do you manage the toxicity in the DJ space? How do you manage people? Because I know people don't want to accept some of us sometimes because of what we do. They may not like our tattoos, or the way we are friendly, or they might not like the people we chill with, because people can hate you for the kind of people you chill with. So how do you manage all of this?
The big thing is really, it depends on the level of your life, of where you're at in your career. So I look at DJing as not also just a passion, but also as like a career path. Because I'm not going to be doing IT. You know, I do IT as my main source of income.
Really?
But I'm not going to be doing IT at, you know, when I retire. I don't want to do any more IT stuff. So I'm kind of, this is also my like secondary career, right?
Oh, that's good.
So that's why I take it so strongly when I'm you know, trying to put together my playlist, when I'm really learning the cultures, really seeing it. Yes, it's a lot of toxicity with these with DJs feeling like but I'll tell you, that only comes from DJs that are feeling like as if you're better than them, or they're feeling in some type of way that you're a threat to the position that they're in. Because I've dealt with so many different DJs of all different nationalities and backgrounds, and they are all the same as far as if they're willing to, you know, work with you, and it's like, hey, we're tag teaming, we're Justice League, we're finna rock this crowd tonight. And then you got the DJs that's like, okay, who's this guy? No, we're not finna rock the crowd. I'm the one rocking the crowd. Why is he here? So when you're dealing with those type of people, you gotta remain focused, and you gotta understand the politics of it all, and understand what you came to do. And that's what I would really give advice for, because I've been treated harshly. I've been treated greatly. I've showed up to gigs and I've had DJs not even do the turnover, like, just hurry up and get out the booth and like, here you go, because I'm coming to headline, and they feel some type of way about that. So you gotta not wear your emotions on your sleeve too much. But you gotta pay attention to that, because it's very important for your career. If you peep somebody is jealous, or somebody feels like you're taking their way, you gotta cut them out. You gotta go and first off, now turn up times 100. Now do your set and kill. And after you kill, now know where they are, know who you're dealing with, so that now you can go around them. Because those type of people will become a roadblock in your career or in your hobby. Let's say it's your hobby. They will become a roadblock.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Because, firstly, being a traveler who's been to new places, somebody who wants to travel the world, every time you always get to new places. And it will take a while to get accepted. Because, there are a lot of younger DJs. How long have you been DJing, first of all?
I've been DJing for about 4 years now.
Oh, wow. So there are a lot of DJs who I'm sure quit because of how they were not accepted or how they were perceived.
Yes.
Or maybe they cancel the gig and they're just like, oh, you know what, I'm not doing this stuff. But I think everybody goes through the same struggle where at a point in your life or a point in time, people find it hard to accept you because of, they want to be, I don't know, but people have their specific reasons. So what would you say to people who want to put out stuff out there and they don't feel accepted and they want to keep going and keep going? Yeah.
I would say, one of my favorite lines is always, if you stay in your lane or if you find your own lane, there is no traffic.
Oh, great.
So
just stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Don't
find your way,
master your lane though. You know what I mean? Like, and that's gonna separate you from whether you believe it or not. Like, even your talent will be good. You might be doing everything good and you're not accepted, or you're getting blackballed. I've faced that before.
Oh, wow.
You might get blackballed where they're like, hey, don't go to this guy's shows, or don't try to share this guy's stuff.
That's weird.
Yeah, because now it's a competition, so they'll tell all their friends, hey, don't go to this guy's stuff, or don't show it. That's the blackball thing that they'll do. If you face those things, just get in your lane. Because guess what? Some manager out there, some club promoter out there, some club out there is going to say, hey, he or she is different. Everybody else is doing Afro beats and Amapiano, and that's all they know how to do. You master the Indian stuff. Get the Bollywood stuff down. Get the Nepal stuff down. Go get some of the Arabic stuff down.
I get it.
Hop in a lane where there's really no traffic, and when you start to take off on that, now you can go back to what you originally was doing, because now you're able. That's what I had to do. I had to go around avenues. Okay, you don't want to accept me over here? Well, now I'm going to go jump in this lane.
Yeah. You
where there's nobody there.
Wow. I think sometimes we have to be the forerunners of ourselves, make way. That's what makes you a visionary, because nothing comes easy anyways. How would you describe the music in the music DJing in Bahrain and Doha, Qatar? How would you describe it?
Ooh, it's and this is where it gets really, really funny at. First off, let's take it one by one. Let's take Doha, Qatar. Take Doha, Qatar.
Okay.
Doha, Qatar, you got pretty much. You have, I would say, 2 or 3 entrepreneurs that push their movement. So it's like a movement in Doha. Okay. So you had and I sat down and I noticed, because I've sat down and talked with a few of these DJs that were pioneers of this stuff early on, and a lot of them had the same thing. They said there was no Afro beats being played or no Amapiano. Africans were not accepted in Doha at one point in time, far as going into bars and clubs. So they had all these bars and clubs, but they weren't playing any type of Afro beats or Amapiano. They had a negative feeling towards the Africans that was living there. So these 3 entrepreneurs, 3 from different backgrounds, all came in their own different time zone of living in Doha and imposed playing Afro beats and creating that space for them to come.
Wow.
So what happens when you get that, so now we take the 3 entrepreneurs out. Boom, they're out. They did what they did. But now you got the followers. So once they saw the revenue coming in, they saw how many people was coming out and supporting that movement, then you had the little minions. You had all these different nationalities and backgrounds. There you go, coming in, and what I would call culture vulturing. Because if you're coming from the Philippines, or if you're coming from another country where this is not priority of the music that you're playing, but yet you're just jumping into it, and you
want-
really didn't study the culture. Now, that's not to say you can't be a Filipino doing Afro beats, or you can't be an Indian doing Afro beats, or whatever.
So they just switched like because they saw the opportunities.
Yes. They saw the opportunity, so they just got on, got a couple TikTok songs and threw that in and just repeated it to death.
Yeah, I know people keep playing like the same kind of music all the
Same
time.
type of music.
People don't do their homework these days.
They don't do their homework. So that's what happened with that, and that's what happened with that. Now you have the entrepreneur like myself who came along and saw that there was no trap, there was no real rap, there was no real hip hop, no R&B, and I pushed that movement. When I pushed that movement, now the little minions came, and now they're trying to do that. So now you got the same thing that was happening with the Afro beats and the Ampiano happening with the hip hop and R&B. Got a bunch of people, even some Americans that are DJing it, and they don't know because that's not their thing. That's not really their passion of that type of music. So they're playing the same playlist, or they're receiving playlists from different people. Like, to me, that's a smack in the face as a DJ for somebody to come and say, "Here's a playlist, play this."
Oh yeah, I get it.
Like that means you're not even.
You don't know
good
what?
enough.
Yeah, like you don't know what you're doing. I get it.
You don't know what you're doing. Here's the answers to the test. Now you can take the test. You know what I mean? So that's what happened in Doha, Qatar. Also, on top of that, you had the Black Americans who were not supporting anything that was having to do with other Black American inspiring DJs. So you had DJs that were Black American that was coming out trying to put an imprint, because now, remember, we went from all Arabic music being played and Bollywood music to now the Afro beats and Ampianos accepted.
Yeah.
Then you had me come in and flow in the trap and the R&B. That was then accepted. That wasn't accepted at first either.
Wow, that's a lot of journey.
Long journey. So now it's accepted to an extent. So then you had the minions come in and do that, but they would not support the people who were the pioneers for the Black American. The other pioneers were supported. That's how they were able to take over. So now
the entrepreneur who came in, are they Africans, Americans?
Yes, they're Africans. One of them is not really? African. One is from the UK, I believe. He's from the UK, which again to me was kind of culture vulturing, because the guys before him were actually African. So in my opinion, I thought it was kind of like, okay, he saw that as a way to get revenue off of that as well. And now then he even kind of dibbles and dabbles into hip hop too. When he thinks that's getting revenue, now he goes with a concept of trying to bring hip hop in. So I wouldn't say he's a pioneer. I would say
he's riding on what been built.
He's definitely a wave rider, culture vulture to be exact. But yeah, the Black Americans, zero support. I mean,
I think they love Black Americans in Doha, right? A few.
They do, yes. They do. And you get a really good response. Like, I've had all sorts of different nationalities attend different DJ shows, but the Black Americans don't. That was my biggest hill over in Doha, Qatar, and it's really sad because your Americans is at a military base that's further away from the clubs. So see, it's harder for us, the distance.
Unlike in Bahrain, right? It's just close by.
It's very easy in Bahrain, in my opinion, like to turn it up with the hip hop and stuff. Over here, it's just me, no support from the Americans, not even just the Black Americans, no support from the Americans
in Qatar
to come out and support those things in Qatar. But then as the minions started getting in it, then they started supporting the minions, but the minions weren't really doing it the way it was supposed to be. So now they're back again supporting the Afro beats and piano. So we still don't have a steady hip hop and R&B flow, because I pulled out and said, okay, I'm gonna go to Bahrain where it's actually, I did the pioneering, I got it in here. Now there is hip hop, there is R&B. Now I'm going to another place.
I get it. I mean, for those who started something, just like Martin Luther King started something, it's always like, but now when he passed on, people started benefiting what he had going on. So for every trying to bring in something new into an environment, I'm sure Bahrain was once like that, where it was more like Arab music. I'm sure there was a time where Afrobeat wasn't, like, I'm sure the likes of Whiskey were part of those who made Afrobeat in Bahrain, like all out there. And right now, every DJ can play Afrobeat, is accepted. But then people like Whiskey, they put up the I mean, I've been married for like 2 years. I mean, I don't know so much about the history of Afrobeat, but then I could tell like few persons, paid the sacrifice, to bring this in. So how would you describe Bahrain? Coming into Bahrain, I know it's not. Sometimes when your face is not known by everybody, people wants to lay back. They want to watch if it's going to pull up, or how do you?
So Bahrain you have Bahrain's the opposite of Doha's journey. Doha's journey for me was more so of bringing this out.
Okay.
You guys are going to accept this. No, people are not always going to fight. There was that bad reputation about if you play hip hop, people are going to fight.
Yeah.
You know, they had all these racial and intoned discrimination type of things towards that type of music.
Okay.
That journey was a little easier, to believe it or not, because in that way, like what we talked about earlier, when you're on your own lane, there's no traffic.
Yeah,
so I didn't have no traffic. I was showing up playing hip hop and trap all night. I don't care if 2 people was in the club. I was playing trap and R&B all night, you know, and the word would spread. Whereas with Bahrain, now you face a different, at least I faced a different journey. I faced the journey of friends becoming enemies, so to speak.
Yeah, in Bahrain.
Here in Bahrain. I was already well known in Bahrain due to traveling to Bahrain to party, supporting other American DJs that was out here. So when I started coming to Bahrain, hip hop was already heavy.
That's good.
Club Wrangler was already the foreface of the biggest hip hop in the Middle East.
Oh wow!
Like Wrangler's been holding it down. Shout outs to Club Wrangler. They've been holding hip hop down for ages, and they specify like, "Hey, this is a hip hop club."
Yeah.
Now they have the nights for other stuff, but majority of the nights are hip hop, trap, R&B. So that's what I was, you know, as I was coming to visit Bahrain, I was always into the hip hop with them. Now then you started getting these other Americans who were starting to DJ in other little open bars and other clubs.
Trying to build up something there.
There you go. It's trying to build something there in their lane. And I would support that. I would come out and support all of the people and all of their different movements they were pushing, because I love hip hop. So at the end of the day, I'm not competing or looking to compete with anybody. I'm coming to enjoy hip hop and R&B. So I supported that. Now, when I was supporting these guys, everything was everything. Hey, Goes, what's up? I got you a VIP ticket because I was popping bottles. I was a customer. You know, when you're a customer, everybody loves you. I was paying I was getting the bottles. I was partying. I was reposting. I was supporting. You know, these guys doing their thing. Now fast forward, I get into DJing. Now there's no more of these shout outs no more. There's no more, hey, Ghost, what's up? Now it's, you know, no mentions, no nothing. Now, if I go to their club as a customer, again, full support. But now as a DJ, zero support. No try to push. Like a lot of people that I thought would have been like, yo, let's collab.
Maybe play an early hour set or something.
Let's play. Here's an hour, throw an hour, go do your thing. You know what I mean? And instead of that, I was getting the cold shoulder, and definitely by the Black American race. The Black American race was not, as far as that was DJing. The Black Americans in the public was rocking with it. I had military soldiers that I didn't even know. Yo, I saw your flyer. I want to rock with you.
Nice.
But it was the ones that was actually DJing. All of them. I don't think there was not one that was open handed to bringing me in.
Wow, that's not good. That's not good.
But the African side of the coin, they helped, and the Indian side. The Indians was very, very responsive. They loved my energy, loved what I brought to the table. My African friends, like you, my brother here, you know what I mean?
I get it.
They welcomed me with open hands, and that's the same even in Doha. They welcomed me with open hands.
So how come, I mean, people don't really accept their own, like, which is why we point fingers at racism or whatever stuff. And then when we have time to show love, we don't, I mean, which is not good. Because, I mean, the energy you put into other people, you expect to get the same energy, get the same energy. For sure. I think people get jealous without knowing they get jealous, or people get intimidated without knowing they get intimidated. Because, you know, I'm sure you've been able to find your path in all of this, and you keep doing what you're doing. So there's a unique spot about you which I found out, which is, I think I didn't know you initially as a DJ. I used to see you in the when you come into a spot, I see your love of music. Like, you know, you're dancing. Some other people don't want to, like some other DJs don't want to vibe when other DJs are playing, which is not really a good thing. Some DJs just want to stand like moody and make you feel like a song is not good. I mean, so in the DJ space, I feel like we all need each other, because, you know, whatever makes you feel like you're popping right now could be shut down, could be closed up, and then you need the other person to make you get up back on your feet. So, I mean, how would you change this negative narrative? How would you speak to people to, you know, be more acceptable, you know, in the DJ space, to make it less toxic?
Definitely. And that's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. And it is really sad. You know, you get those those type of guys that's like that, guys and girls. You know, I've even met some female DJs that was the same way. They didn't want to vibe with me, but you know, or clear out of the DJ booth as soon as I start setting up because they feel some type of way. The way you stop that is you have to think. First, you have to ask yourself this question: how many DJs have you supported? You got to ask your own self: how many DJs have I supported? If your answer is none. Or if your answer is only my homeboy here, you're part of the problem. You know what I mean? Because you got to think like every person that's in any type of business aspect or entertainment, they want their stuff to be shared, showed, and embraced. Okay. Right? So if you want that, if you're a DJ who's always posting flyers, which a lot of these same DJs tend to always send people their flyers and ask them, hey, can you repost this and blah, blah, blah. If you want them to do that, you should start with doing that in the DJ community. Start with a DJ that you see, you know, post his stuff, repost it, put a comment. You don't even, and this is not saying that you got to be doing this every day. This is saying every now and then.
Once in a while, you see good stuff.
Once in a while, comment. Like you said, if you're at a live performance, I make it a habit of anywhere I DJ, I try to get there and watch all the DJs and support all the DJs. Yeah. I'm a DJ.
I see you. I mean, you love music. I mean, you love music, yeah.
Like, who would want to get to a place that's like a basketball player? Like, who doesn't want to go watch a basketball game if you play basketball? Like, you're going to want to watch a basketball game. Sure,
just like football, you want to watch football.
You want to watch football. So, like, I don't get the narrative. Oh, I do get it. It's this. It's the narrative of, oh, this person is finna outshine me. Stop thinking that. Stop turning it into that and turning it to a team. We're both finna kill. We're going to rock this crowd.
We need to win together.
We need to win together. On top of that, start asking yourself this question. This DJ that showed up, have I ever supported this DJ? But has this DJ supported me? If the answer is that DJ supported you before and you ain't did yours, hello, you're the problem.
I get it. These days, you see, when you go to club, you know, sometimes DJs get tempted to keep playing the same kind of music. Yeah. Because, you know, there's certain kind of music that make people start dancing. Like, like this song, I don't say the song because of copyright issues on the channel. But how do you overcome this when you get into the club? Yeah. How do you introduce new music without you feeling like, hey, I need to play a popping song? Yeah, not like us. You know, people want to just da 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 that kind of stuff. How do you manage that?
So what I like to do is first I like to try to see who's in the crowd. You know what I mean? And I think DJs should do that a lot more. When you get ready to spin for a crowd, see who's the majority in your crowd. If you get to a crowd, and I know this is contradictory because I'm also a flyer guy. So like if you say you're gonna play a certain type of genre of music on a flyer, I feel like that's what you're supposed to play.
Yeah. Stick to the plan because they all came for that purpose.
There you go. They all came for that purpose. But sometimes you have to hit reverse, you know what I mean, and spin that block again because what happens is you might get to a crowd and your hip hop they don't know about it because that's really what it tends to be. If the people that's in the crowd don't know the music you're DJing or understand it, they're not going to be able to vibe to it. The key, and I'm gonna drop this jewel for you DJs out there. Okay. The key is always to play some music that people know the words to. Get them turned up first. Okay. Then gradually throw in a new one here. In between. New one there. Because you want to get the energy up. Don't come in and try to change the game with throwing in something new that nobody knows yet. Because especially in these Middle Eastern countries and countries where, you know, people are already shy to dance. You know what I mean? Like this is not like the States where people is on a dance floor. Immediately
they want to come on.
This is more reserved. Even the way clubs set the stuff up, they even set it up with tables where you're sitting. You know, there's barely any clubs anymore where like there's no tables. You know what I mean?
It's more like a table.
Like, you know, Wrangler's the closest to like where it's like that big old dance floor. That's what I love about Wrangler. Like they got a big dance floor for you. So most venues they got a lot of tables. So people are, and Favela got a nice one too. They got a dance floor I saw in there as well. Most clubs like the one, you know, and a couple other ones I saw, they don't really have a dance floor. The one had the dance floor.
Cavallo also had a dance floor, like
the longer one. Right, Cavallo got one too. But then they got them tables and all that that's up there, so it contradicts it. even on the dance floor, they got tables there. Like,
yeah, maybe for just to keep the drinks, right?
Yeah.
I think for like house music music lovers, they don't get tables.
Yeah.
They're just like all the techno music, they're just all there to dance.
Yeah. And you know what? That energy, that vibe. And I'm telling you, the same in the States. There's clubs like, you ain't really got too many tables unless you doing like a VIP or something. You ain't really got tables. You
also, like your VIP is like away from.
That's away from it. So you got your VIP section, tables away, and then you got the dance floor where there ain't no tables. You're on the dance floor. You know what I mean? And that kind of forces people into being on the dance floor. But I mean, I think either way, if people are on the table, if they're on the dance floor, first make sure the music that you're playing, they're feeling it. If they're not feeling it, go. We're not saying don't play something that everybody knows, but then switch it up. Throw in other music. Don't just stay with the top hits all the time. Throw the hits in, get them alive, and then slowly, take them down, take them up to something else.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's cool. So part of the challenge I see most times for DJs, I mean, because as a videographer, I film most times for DJs, and then you also see that people bring in request.
Yeah.
How's the best way to, because sometimes it could be, for me, sometimes when, just like when you're playing and somebody's bringing a request, it makes it look like maybe you're not playing the right song.
Right.
But how do you, how should it be? Like, what would you say to the audience? Like, music lover, like they want to make a request. How would you say this to them? What not to do, what to do? And then for the DJs, how would you say they manage these situations?
Yeah. For the request of the songs, I think people should do the request early on. When you see a DJ setting up, like when there's that blank space, go ask then. Otherwise, requests are more so should be and you know what that came from? That request stuff doesn't happen in a lot of places as much as it does in the Middle East, as far as what I've seen. They do that because of the management. Like if you got a group of, let's say Americans and some Africans in there, and then some Arabic come in. If those Arabic guys buy a bottle or something, the manager feels like, oh, now you could turn into a jukebox. Give this guy who bought the drink, the bottle, whatever he wants to hear.
Whoever pays the piper determine the tone of the. Oh, okay, I get it.
That's where that came from. So. Requesting songs is supposed to be for a jukebox. You go to a jukebox, you request a song, and you have to pay that jukebox. You know what I mean? So I would say you really shouldn't be like, when I go to a club, I don't request a song. Because I'm here to listen to the music. Yeah,
so give the DJ a chance to play whatever he wants to play. Yeah,
it's not personalized for you, because what you might want to hear might not be what everybody else want to hear.
Yeah, except for birthdays, or you have some special moments you just want
a special event. Now, if it's your birthday or something, you want to hear a birthday song, okay, shoot it. Or you can even talk to the waitress. That's a better way, a waiter or a waitress. Hey, can you ask the DJ to play this or that? That's a better way instead of running up to the DJ booth. DJs, as far as accepting these requests and stuff, I would say don't do it unless it's a special occasion. Just don't do it. And
what if it comes with a tip?
If it comes with a tip, still, listen. If the tip is heavy, you might want to do it.
Okay.
But I mean, I try to not even with the tip. I've turned tips down before, because what happens is when they do that, they can start a war. I didn't know I was in a war. I had a guy,
everybody's gonna come up.
Yes, they start that, and they start a war with rival in the neighborhoods. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
I was DJing in an Indian club one time, and I didn't know there was a difference between like the northern and the southern part of India.
So I had everybody's Indian,
right? So one of the guys was requesting a northern song that was disrespectful to the southern sound. So then they got up and started requesting their songs.
Like a this kind of music.
And we don't know. We're not there. So now you got a live war going on between the two. So that's just an example of like how requests can go bad. You know what I mean? So just don't do it. If you're getting a lot of people asking for requests and stuff, it's probably a club that's spoiled. They're used to having YouTube DJs, because those YouTube DJs don't know how to DJ. They don't know how to do anything. So basically,
they need help for you to tell them what to play.
Yes. They welcome requests. Please come give me the song so I can keep you happy, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I think I saw one video on social media. So somebody came make a request. So the DJ got a barcode. Tell them to scan the barcode. And when they scan the barcode, it was the social media handles. So for them to follow. So his request is that you got to follow me on my social medias. And when, like a link tree, you follow me. I think maybe that, but I don't know if he actually played the song. But then, like one time we were in the club, I was filming and I saw this guy keep coming to the DJ. He was so mad and angry. He was like, he was so angry. Yeah. And it was like, they didn't play the song they requested for. And some DJs would just take your list, boom, and then they won't play it.
That's
and,
what I do.
Yeah, so I know. I know it's good. That's why it's good to have, security just around you, just in case somebody want to get angry, and pour and drink.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself, regardless of the acceptance, trying to break new grounds? I'm sure you have your YouTube channel. I see what you do on YouTube, which is social media. You post a lot. I see your podcast too.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot to your busy schedule. You still have time to do all of these. Have time for your tattoos, the blings. I can see ghosts. Yeah. I mean, where do you like projection, like within now 5 years, this 2025, before 2030?
Yeah.
Like, where do you tend to see yourself? What you looking out for?
I see myself retiring out of my IT world and taking over the DJ world globally. I see myself doing like not just clubs, like I think past clubs. I'm thinking concerts.
That's good.
I'm thinking these Rolling Loud concerts being up there. Like my goal is to get, I love the clubs. I love what they've done. I loved how they've helped my career in DJing. And there's a lot of love that's in there. But when you really want to get to that bag, when I see like DJs like Chandler, when I see guys like Black Coffee, you know what I mean? When I see those guys going to like Europe and they got a crowd out there outside.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vision I see me being, because I feel like I have the energy, I have the skills necessary.
Yeah, I see your hype, man.
I
mean, you talk your shit all the time, bro.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and you got to do that. You got to make people believe what you're saying. That's another thing. Like, you got to promote you. Like, don't be scared, DJs, to be on everybody's social media feed every day. Every day you're gonna see me. Because guess what happens? I'm a brand. So now you just simultaneously you're thinking, what is this DJ Ghost doing? Oh, where's DJ Ghost playing at? You might not even like me. I got tons of people that watch me. They don't like me. I know they don't like me, but they got no choice.
Yeah, I mean that's good because, like, for example, you're making a trip, you're making a post, you're here, you're making a post. That's one thing I know. I mean, you promote your stuff like no man's business, which is the ability for everybody to, if you don't project yourself, don't expect people to project what you do. You must be the number one advertiser for yourself.
Yes.
So I'm sure you're looking forward to collabos with some maybe DJs, like,
I'm open to collab always with any and every DJ, starting, not starting. I come in this game. I love music. I thank God for being blessed to be able to have the talent, number one, and two, to have the opportunity to, and three, to have the financial backing, because that's the problem. A lot of times, DJs, another thing, invest in yourself. Don't wait for don't be cheap. Don't try to get the videographer that's going to charge you, $20 and you're not going to have nothing in there.
I get it.
Get your celebrity daddies.
Yeah, you know how we roll, baby.
Get them, because those guys are going to make you, just alone off the videography that you had did for my other projects, that got me booked tons of places, because they're great. Number one, the guy is professional. Number two, look at how good this looks.
Yeah,
it brings you out.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid, DJs, to just go invest in your equipment. I don't go nowhere without my controller.
Yeah,
I bring my controller.
I saw that.
Yeah, because you might get on somebody else's controller and I've been to people's stuff and the headphones thing don't even work. So that explains why they're not mixing, because the headphones don't work. The jack doesn't work. So they're just literally throwing sound effects and throwing the next sound in. You know what I mean? Or scratching. This scratching thing is killing the DJ
it's
world.
gonna mess. Yeah, I get it.
It's killing the clubs and the parties. Slow down with the scratching, man. You're not in New York. This ain't a DJ scratch battle. You know what I mean? Like, invest in the proper equipment, invest in the proper people, professionals that'll get your videography done.
Yeah.
And then you can start to really feel confident about boosting your brand.
You're right.
Don't be cheap. Don't cheat yourself, because when you're cheap, you're cheating yourself.
Do you, being all this, I know you spend time on YouTube a lot. Do you have DJs you look up to when you were starting up the game?
Yeah. As far as DJs, I'm a fan of all of them. Like there's no like particular one, but I do have genre guys that I go to. Shout outs to Black House Radio.
Okay.
I get a lot of stuff when I want to hear, like when I want to get my house music catalog built more. When I'm like okay, I need to get some new material. I'll go to Black House Radio and listen to their house music.
That's great.
I've listened to Eric Chandler. Chandler is one of my favorite house music artists.
Oh wow.
Now a lot of these other DJs, a lot of time they don't promote themselves. So you'll have the name, but then you'll just hear the music playing. So I don't really particularly know who they are.
But you enjoy the music.
But I enjoy their music. And so I'll put in some trap or something like that and hear what's new. But particularly the trap DJs and the hip hop DJs, they don't tend to do like myself. Like, I put DJ Ghost in your hit. Boom, boom, boom. So you know who this is.
Yeah, I think it's better that way because you need to promote what's,
Yes. You got to promote you in there. So
put credit to yourself.
Yes. And while we on that real quick, I'll touch on too, make sure that you don't let these clubs and these different promoters take the limelight from you. Because that happens a lot. I learned that in my journey of 4 years of DJing. Like you'll have clubs just trying to promote the club. So they'll make flyers with the club on it. You know what I mean? And then just your name and some small letters down at the bottom.
So no face, no face of the DJ.
No nothing. So it's like, don't be ashamed. Don't be scared
to request.
Hey, put my name, put my face on there. You know what I mean?
And that means as a DJ, you have to have good pictures.
You gotta have good pictures. Investing. Go to a real photographer. Stop getting these, Snapchat ones or whatever. Go get you a real photographer that can get you some good pictures. Get you headshots put on there and make sure that even the club promoters, they do it. I've dealt with a club promoter team like that. All they did was they thought they were BMF for somebody. They just kept posting their name everywhere and the DJs up under there. And I'm like, nah, the DJs is what's making these people come.
And that way the DJs still want to share the flyers.
Yes. So put us on there, not no cartoon character. I see that a lot. Stop putting cartoon characters. They not DJing. The cartoon character not DJing. I'm DJing.
Yeah, I get it.
So I need my face on there. So don't be afraid, DJs, to make sure, because I found that out and that's a part of my brand. If my brand is not on there, even with the logos, because that's another thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these companies or these management now are saying, just send me your logo. Make sure your logo represents you.
Yeah.
Like I got an
as a name.
character.
Yeah. Just like you see your logo.
You see the
Ghost,
logo.
Yeah,
Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this logo. Don't get just some easy stuff because nobody will know who you are. You know.
Yeah. One more thing before we wrap up this section too. When next you come to Bahrain, if you want to be on the show, who are those? Would you say support like what you do? Who are those few persons you'd feel want to say, hey, I want to thank you all for, give me one or two platforms when I needed to DJ or something. Man.
Yeah. First I want to shout out Max out in Doha because Max was the first guy. I think he's back in India now.
Okay.
But he was the first guy to give me an opportunity to actually spin in a club.
Oh, wow.
With like zero. I mean, I hadn't did any clubs before that. And he had a club. So shout outs to him. Shout outs to Tremaine. She was a Black American teacher that was out in Doha, Qatar, and she gave me the shot to do a house party, which is really what launched my career. Without her house party and without me, of course, I'm a person who always promotes myself. Without those two combined, we would have never even got to Max. So definitely shout out to her. Shout out to obviously my family that supports me. Shout out to Annie. Shout out to anybody who has supported me in Doha, Qatar, as far as that. But those definitely are names on that. Annie for sure too. Annie helped me out a lot. She came to a lot of my gigs that I had when nobody was there. She supported me. Shout outs to her for sure. In Bahrain, shout outs to Celebrity Daddy. You opened your arms up and really helped me with a lot of different stuff, and you didn't even have to. You know what I mean? So definitely, shout outs to Wrangler, definitely Wrangler, for giving me an opportunity. Favela, Link Up. Shout outs to Sergey. Sergey put me on a Link Up. That was big. And shout outs to Favela, shout outs to El Chapo that I'll be doing. Oh, my man, what's his name? I always call him Don for some reason, but it's
Jamal.
Yeah. I don't know why I want to call him Don all the time. Jamal, big shout outs to him. Never was a hater, always was appreciator. Yeah, man. And anybody else that I forgot, you know who you are.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
I know a lot of people learn one or two things and you make some correction in what they're not doing right. For those aspiring DJs, keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long you've been a DJ. Just keep working, keep moving.
Yeah.
For those of you on the show for the first time, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Blessings. Welcome to the Hot Chip Spot. Blessings.
Blessings.
Yeah, bro.
My man.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah.